Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us this morning for another My Exams webinar. So, as you might know, this is in the webinars, we go through all the materials step by step, and we will direct you to the course as well. There will be another repeat on Saturday. Saturday's session is actually going to be very interesting. We're going to be launching a new chatbot powered by AI that will be able to assist you with your exams. And the session will be presented by the UNISA humanoid robot called Luwazi on the names that was chosen by you in a survey earlier this year. But for today's session, we're going to keep to, how can I say, our normal routine. But if you, how can I say, want to get any additional information, please come and join us on Saturday. And on next Tuesday, we will also have a blast session where you can also come and ask your questions. But before we get started, I'm just going to play a video from the newly appointed ED for DTSFL. That's a Department of Tuition Support and Facilitation of Learning, Prof. Magano. Thanks.
Greetings, dear students. I am Professor Magano, the Acting Executive Director in the Department of Tuition Support and Facilitation of Learning. On behalf of ADOF, which is one unit in our Department of Tuition Support and Facilitation of Learning, I want to say our warm wishes for your exams that are coming. We know that you are experiencing a myriad of challenges. We are cognizant of what you are going through in different contexts, in different regions, and also different places across the globe. But we want to say, as a student of UNISA, also we know that you are resilient and no problem is bigger than you. Manage these challenges that want to deter you, that want to take you off path, and make sure that you make use of every little opportunity. Study hard, contact your module leader when you are experiencing challenges related to the academic matters, and contact the support department for any challenge that pertains to administrative matters. But we wish you all the best from DTSFL and ADOF. May all of you pass. Thank you.
Okay, so our program for today is just going to be a welcome introduction. So I just want to welcome you all, and my name is Richard Wright. I'm actually from the Academic Development Open Virtual Environment. And we are there specifically to provide you student support. You might have joined one of our sessions on Microsoft 365 earlier this year to really prepare you with the necessary skills to be successful, not just in your online studies, but also to prepare you for the workplace one day. With me, I've got a few colleagues that will be able to assist you in the chat. So please post any questions that you have in the chat. And then we've also got a special welcome to Sophie Mabasu that will be doing the sign language interpretation for us. So welcome, Sophie. So we're going to start off with just how to access the myExams support site where all the resources are hosted. All the latest resources, I must also say. Accessing the exams from the myExams, or how to access the myExams portal. The types of exams that there are, the MCQ and take-home. You might have seen this already on your exam timetable. We're going to give you an introduction of why academic integrity is so important, and that is the reason why we need these proctoring tools, the proctoring tools that we all stress about. But we're going to take you step by step through the proctoring tools so that you know you are ready, and you can only have to focus on really studying the content matter. We'll have a brief look at, the recommended, or can I say required devices that you need. And specifically here, we always emphasize the devices you need access to. So it doesn't need to be that you go and have to buy it. You can go borrow it from your rich uncle or somebody just for that day. You do not need to be your own device. You can use multiple devices. And then we're going to introduce you to the mock exams. So after you've got a good understanding of how all these tools work, go and do the mock exams. Make sure your setup is working and everything is ready for the exams, so then you don't need to worry about any of the tools that you need to use on the day. Then we're going to get an introduction from a student support contact center. What do you need if you run into any problems? How do you make contact with them, especially with exams, to get, how can I say, fast track support directly to the support lines. And then we can have a look for support for students with special needs. How do you apply for exemption from proctoring? What is the procedure and the required documents? And we'll end off with a Q&A. Just the main questions that come through the chat, we will just highlight for you. Now, I also want to emphasize, if you are having any problems with Teams later, maybe you're struggling to join or keep a connection, because we do know Teams sometimes do use a little bit more data or require more stable data connection. We are also streaming this session live onto YouTube, and I'll post a link in the chat. So please go and visit that if you do need to view it on YouTube. That will use a little bit less data. Now I'm going to post in the chat a pre-course assessment. Please complete these pre-course assessment. This really helps us to just gain an understanding of what is your knowledge when you join the webinar for the first time. And then afterwards, we'll post a post-course assessment. And from there, we can see if there's any gaps that we need to focus on in future sessions. So I've posted the link in the chat. Please click on the link and complete it in the background while we introduce you to the course site. So the course site, if you're at a PC, you can actually just scan the QR code with your mobile device, or else you can just type in the link that's at the bottom, bit.ly, then / myExams guide. Just note the E and the G must be capital. I'm also going to post a link in the chat, so because it's very important for all of you to be able to access this site. So the link should now pop up in the chat. Please click on that link. Everything that we're going to be covering today is available on the site. The recordings will be available there. The recording will also be available on YouTube, the live event that's being streamed right now. And from here, you will also get the quick access links to the mock exams where you can go and test your setup. So just to show you, if you're going to click on the link, it's going to open up the myExams guide. This is part of ADOVH site. It's adovh.unisa.ac.za. So this is really a site that's with open courses with various topics that you can also participate in. But the main what we're going to be looking at today is STU 200 basic skills for online exams. So you'll note if you click on the link, it will open. You will have access to all the resources that's on here, but I really recommend you to log in. So if we look at this at the top right, there's a login button. So let me just get there quickly. So if you go here, top right, click on login. Now here you need to just specify, since you are a UNISA student, you can just click yes. And then from here, you can actually then just click on this button and you sign in with your MyLife email address. So it's very important that you do know your MyLife email address logins, because that is what you will actually be using with your exams as well. So, and that you are currently using in My Modules. So if you have any problems with your MyExam or MyLife account, please contact support as quickly as possible, as you will need that account to access your exams. So once you logged in with your Microsoft 365 account, your MyLife account, you will have access then to all the activities that you can also do. So please complete this lesson, start with orientation, work through all the lessons, the different types of assessment types, proctoring tools, academic integrity, all the way through to mock exams. So don't just go directly to mock exams. You might have some difficulties. We have all these various sections that can help you. Now, I also want to show you on this page, usually we've got each lesson where we've got a topic. And if you scroll down, we take you step by step how to do a specific task. And at the end, there's also a short video, 3 minutes or so, that will also show you exactly how to do this. So if you do not have time to go through the whole webinar afterwards the recording, just go to these links. There are short videos that will also show you exactly how this works. So if we go on the how do you access your exams, now it's very important. My exams are on a different portal. It's not on my modules. This becomes specifically important if you are using the My Modules app on your mobile device. You will not be able to access it through the app. You will have to access it through your browser. It uses the same technology, your interface, all of that, but it does have different portals. And the portals are actually divided up by college. So if you've got modules from different colleges, you will use 2 different portals for exams, but the links will take you directly to where you need to log in. So just be aware, if you also always rely on auto logins and all of that, make sure that you can access your exams portal before the date that you are writing on. So the steps to access your exams is very easy. You open up myUNISA and then you click on the My Exams button. Note you do not need to log in. The My Exams button is under important links. Once you click on that, that will open a My Exams portal page where there's a list of dates that you can select on which date you will be writing, and then you select the module you will be writing on. And that will open up your college's assessment portal. And there you will then log in, as you will do with My Modules, with your MyLife email address. So if we look at the steps, you just go to myUNISA, and then on myUNISA, you just click on this link, My Exams, and the important links. You select the date. Now, just remember, it doesn't show all the dates. It's only today's date, and then usually 4 days in advance. So if you're writing in 5 days or 6 days, it won't be listed there. But please go, if you are writing in the next 4 days, don't make sure that you can, your module is listed, and that you then, once you click on the date, your module is there, you can click on it, it will open the My Exams portal, and you will actually be able to log in. So just to go over the login with your MyLife, so it will open up the Microsoft login. So here you type in your MyLife email address. So that's your student number at mylife.unisa.ac.za. Click next, type in your myUNISA password, click sign in. And then at this last tab, if it's your own device, I always recommend, click the checkbox, don't show this again, and click yes. If it's a borrowed device or you're using a PC in a library, or digital access center, rather click no. You don't want somebody to access it very easily, your content, your information afterwards. So once you're logged in, the interface looks very familiar. It looks just like almost like my modules, but you'll notice at the top, instead of seeing my modules, it will show my exams. So if you click on the drop down, my exams, your module should be listed there. So you can do this 4 days in advance. Make sure you've got access. When you access the site, usually the exam questionnaire is at the bottom right. And there is also, how can I say, announcements and additional resources. So you won't be able to start beforehand. It will give you a notice when it opens, but make sure you can get to this page so that you know you've got access to the myExams portal. So I'm just quickly going to show you how exactly this works. So basically you go to myUNISA. So you don't need to log in. You go down here, important links, click myExams. And when we select the date over here, so say for instance the 19th to 20th, then from here you can select your module that you will be writing. So say it's course 3711. You click on that link and it will open up your college's instance for your exams portal. Now, how do you know it's your college's instance? It's very easy. You just at the top, let me just quickly go back here. At the top, you'll actually notice it will say, for instance, CSET for College of Science, Engineering and Technology, or it might say CHS for College of Human Sciences. But don't worry about it. As long as you click on this link, it will open up the correct college for you. And here you click on the sign in button, this one that's got this Outlook or Office icon on it. And it will tell you must log in with your student MyLife email address. Now, once you are logged in, you can click on My Exams, and the drop down will then show you the modules that you've got access to write exams. So just make sure you can access this beforehand. On the site, it will list the modules you have access to. You can access them, and it will show you the question paper already and the time and date it will be opening. So you might be wondering on your exam type table, what does MCQ exams mean? What does take-home exams mean? Or what does it mean if it says module specified? So it's actually, or you're already familiar with all of these tools. So MCQ stands for multiple choice questionnaires, and this uses the quiz activity on my modules. So if you've already done an assignment online where you completed a quiz activity, it's exactly the same tool. The same with take-home exams. Instead of using now the quiz tool, it uses the assignments tool. So if you, for instance, in the past did a written assignment that you have to upload, it's exactly the same as that. Now, what does it say if module defined on your module specified on your exam timetable? That generally means you won't be writing exams. You won't be using the myExams portal. You will submit on my modules. So usually it's a portfolio that you need to complete, or a collection of all your work done during the year, or it might just be a continuous assessment. So all your assignments actually contribute to your year mark at the end. So there you will really need to just refer to tutorial letter to see exactly how your module is assessed. So just note, if it does say module defined or module specified, it is you have to refer to your lecturer on how you're going to be graded. You won't be writing exams. But if it's an MCQ exam or a take-home exam, you will be using the myExams portal. So if we have a look here on this page, on the myExams guides, so we went through lesson 1, how to access your myExams. Now we're at assessments types. It's the second one. So I just want to show you here, we've got a section how to conduct MCQ exams. We will show you once we get to the mock exams as well. But you will notice it is a lot the same as online quizzes that you did. The only difference will be you will have Moodle proctoring on this, or if you're from the College of Science, Engineering and Technology, you will be using Iris. But additionally, it will work basically the same. And we will walk you step by step through this once we get to the mock exams. Now, the second one, as we mentioned, is the take-home assessments. This is basically your written assessment where you log in, you download the question paper. Once you are done writing it out on a notepad or in Word, you come and upload a PDF document. Very importantly, make sure you know how to save to a combined PDF document. But we will have a look at all the steps once we get to the mock exams. So for the next section, I'm going to hand over to David Harperstad, or sorry, before we get to that, we're first going to have a look at the academic integrity. Why is these proctoring tools so important? Why do we actually need to use these proctoring tools? So I'm first going to start off with a video here from Mrs. Kumare from the Exam Council on why it is so important, and then we will go through a guide on how you can avoid, how can I do any academic misconduct.
Hello everyone, my name is Pindwe Kamlani and I'm the chairperson of UNISA's online examination committee. We are approaching the examination season, which is a difficult period as you prepare for your final examination. To prepare you for your online examinations, we have prepared a step-by-step guide to guide you through your examination sitting. We have also prepared for you a mock examination in order to test your readiness. You can also attend training where you'll have an opportunity to ask questions that you may have in preparing for your online examinations. In tightening our controls, UNISA has introduced proctoring tools in order to authenticate your identity and record your surroundings. That being said, we have noted an increase in solicitation of our students through SMSs by third-party suppliers, enticing our students to write on their behalf. While UNISA has opened up a case with the Hawks in order to investigate how these suppliers have received our student details, we have assured ourselves through data that majority of our students have not participated in such fraudulent activities. However, we have identified that there has been some students who have shared their login details with these suppliers. In some cases, these students have purchased scripts from the said suppliers. Our measures of identifying academic dishonesty has proven to be effective, as over 97% of students who have been identified have received sanctions of between 1 to 3 years from the university. These students can no longer proceed with their academic year and will have to wait until the sanction period lapses before completing their studies. Students will also not be able to register at other South African universities during this period. Having sat in disciplinary proceedings, students who have been identified have been remorseful and were unaware of the consequences of their action. Because the sanctions reflect on the student's academic record, it affects their employment opportunity and their professional integrity. We urge our students not to engage in such dishonest behaviors as it is not worth it. Our stance is to protect all students' qualification, and we shall do so vigorously and unapologetically. We wish all our students all the best for their examinations and as they complete their qualifications with the leading African university, UNISA.
So with that introduction of the university's stance on academic integrity, I'm going to hand over to Dr. Pengas to just take you through how you actually prevent yourself from any academic misconduct. Dr. Tsepe?
Thank you very much, Richard. Good, I think it's morning. Good morning to our students. I am Dr. Tsepe, and I thought I will show my face, but it looks like my video is not working. However, I will proceed. Thank you very much, colleagues, for the session. And I am going to look at academic integrity. Let me just share my screen. Sorry about that. Right. You will advise, Richard, if my screen is shared.
All good to go. Thanks, Dr. Chepe.
Thank you very much. Dear students, let us look at this, what this academic integrity is. And we know that it is critical to your success in the university, and not only in the university, as you have heard Mekamlani, even beyond in your workplace. And I believe that the more you do something, the more it gets into your DNA, and you will no longer see it as a problem. So hence we say it goes beyond. So let us explore what it means and why it is an essential in online assessment. We know that everything related to universities rests on the core tenet of academic. I'm not sure what is happening with my slide. Okay. Sorry about that. And we know that universities can only function in society if they and everyone involved in them. When we say everyone involved in them, we mean your management, you as students, your lecturers, researchers, administrators, including people who are working the grounds and cleaners. We must live up to the values of academic integrity. And if we all don't act with these values, we lose credibility. Nobody will take us seriously because we are not following certain values that relates to integrity. That loss of credibility has dire consequences for everyone involved. It makes people, including possible employers, to distrust the degree that you attain as a student. They will just see that certificate as a paper worthless. And it's just a printing, and you will not get any job because now would have it would have lost meaning and its value. Now these are the 6 values that this academic integrity subscribes to. The first one, honesty, which is the most fundamental value. It starts with an individual action and embraces the whole community. Now, if you as an individual, we know that there's a saying, charity begins at home. If you are not honest as an individual, then it will affect the entire community that you find yourself in. You can show honesty by being truthful, giving credit for the work other people did. Do not take credit of what you did not do. Do not reap where you did not sow. Keep promises and be factual. Honesty leads to the next value, which is trust. Now, once you are honest, then it's easy for people to trust you. And we normally say trust is earned. It's not a privilege. It's not a must. It is earned. You need to work for trust. And this is being able to reply on the truth of something or someone. And you know, trust is a two-way street. You need to be worthy of other people's trust as an individual, and then act in a manner of trust to people. You as a student can promote trust by preparing work that is honest. In your assignment, be an honest person. In your examination, be an honest person as we are going through the exam period. And thoughtful and be genuine also. You can demonstrate trust by acting with genuineness, promoting transparency, and encouraging mutual understanding. Now, this trust leads us to the next, I'm sorry about that, leads us to the next, which is respect, which is keeping something in high regard or esteem. It is treating yourself and others with dignity. As a student, you should respect by using opportunities to learn, taking active responsibility for your own education, and participating fairly and kindly. You can demonstrate respect by listening to feedback, open communication, and recognizing the consequences for your action. Now, the fourth one, that is fairness. This is one that is where you show impartial treatment and lack of favoritism. As a student, you can show fairness by doing your work, do your part, do what you are supposed to do, acknowledge borrowed work. Do not take it as if it is your own. When you cite in your assignment, acknowledge the person who came with that idea, respect the rules and policies, and maintain the reputation of this university. You can demonstrate fairness also by taking responsibility for your own action and following rules and policies. Every institution has got policies, and it has rules that you as a student, not only you as a student, us also as workers, we need to follow. And finally, the sixth one, it's courage, acting and upholding your values despite fear. It is holding yourself and your fellow students to the highest standard of academic integrity. As you can see, this one closes all other five, and you can demonstrate courage by taking a stand against wrongdoing and calling it out and defending the integrity. You can do that by let's say, if you see any other thing that is not according to the rules, according to the policies, you can actually report that. You can report what is being done. That is courage. Have courage to defend this institution, because in misconduct that happens in a university does not actually affect that only person who's conducting that, but it also affects you and your degree, even if you were not caught in any misconduct. Right. Let us look at the impact of academic dishonesty. What is its impact? Sorry about that. If you act in a manner inconsistent with these values, in other words, if you cheat or pay someone to do your exams or plagiarize, it is likely you will do similar thing in your workplace. So, as I indicated in my first slides, this may also affect your academic and your work employment situation. If societies believes that UNISA students cheat, they will not value you as a graduate from UNISA. They will not value your degree, and the university will get a bad reputation. The university will have a bad name because of that one person. We all know that we were told before that one potato in a bag, which is very true. If it is rotten, the entire bag is rotten. So nobody will want a student from UNISA if then that's what we will be engaging in, dishonesty. This is its impact. It's not only on one person, but it is also on everyone who is attached to the university. So what is cheating? I want us to look at what is cheating. I've been talking about cheating through and through, and let me take you through this. Cheating would be buying or selling an exam paper, which is very much illegal. You may think that you are doing it for yourself and to pass, but it is cheating, and there are consequences thereof. And during exam, I would recommend that you should not share question papers with anyone. I know that you might have study groups, which is very good, and you help each other during the study group. But then you do not have to share, those study groups should not go beyond the study time. It should not go into the exams where you also help each other, because that is that is cheating. If you give question papers or sell question paper to your friend, and maybe you say, my friend, have this question paper, it's for you, and let us pass. Your friend will also sell it to somebody else. And at the ultimate end, it will get to the hands of ghostwriters, who are our third parties that Meka Molane spoke about. And those third parties will make money out of it. They will answer the question paper, sell answers to students, and you may think that you are the only one who's buying from those ghostwriters, from those cheats, and you can the 20 of you, 50, 100,000 of you are using the very same answers. Now, don't you think that an academic is smart enough to see that we have thousands of papers that are the same? Therefore, you will be caught. These people may even give students tips to try and fool lecturers, such as changing order of answers or making deliberate mistakes. But what also happens is sellers will give the same answer script. As I said, there are always few students who don't make any changes. And I mean, if you are racing against time, you won't even have time to change. You will put it as is. That person will attempt to present themselves online, and okay. The other problem that we have, it's identity misrepresentation, whereby you ask somebody to come and write an exam for you. That is very wrong. You cannot really do that, and this person pretends as if it's you writing the paper. You will be caught. We do have a number of proctoring tools which my colleagues will speak to. You are advised to use such tools. No, you are not actually advised, you are expected to use such tools. Remember, the proctoring tools are more like your invigilators. If you had a venue-based examination, you would have people going around the room, and those people were just checking that everything is going well. You are not using unauthorized material in the exam room, and that is what the proctoring tools are doing. Here, we are at UNISA, we are using Iris, we are using Invigilator app, and we are using the Moodle One. My colleagues will explain more on those. It is your duty as the student to make sure that you have a functional proctoring tool. You are not allowed to use any online source when it is, unless it is stated differently by the instructions on your question paper or by your lecturer. You can't even use AI during the examination time. That is stealing, and you will be caught for that. Do not move sites, because once you do that, Mr. Invigilator app or Mr. Iris or Mr. Moodle proctoring tool will report you, will flag you as a dishonest student. And there's music that you will need to dance to if you do that. Plagiarism, especially when you are writing using the material. If you find information that interests you and you feel that you can use, and it is being said by Richard Wright, acknowledge properly Richard Wright, what Richard Wright is saying. You cannot share answers. Students have tendency of sharing answers, especially when they are writing MCQs, thinking that the correct answer, if it's A on from my side, it will be A for everybody. Remember, the lecturers do randomize and shuffle the answers, so you may not get the same question as myself. Now, if I will give you an answer to question 1A. For me, it may be A, but to you, it may be something that is different. I have already mentioned that it is, I would say from my side, it is a crime not to use a proctoring tool. You need to use such proctoring tools. Now, I just want us to look at this. What do you believe is the most common? This is a question to you students. And can we just flood our chat room? What do you believe is the most common form of academic dishonesty among students? Do you think most students plagiarize? Do you think they cheat during the exam time? Do you think they fabricate data or research? Do you think there's a discussion that is going on somewhere as the writing continues, unauthorized collaboration? Please indicate your answers as we proceed with our presentation. Now, there's a process that university follows when cheating is being suspected. Now, the university will issue a formal formal process that is followed when the lecturer identifies possible case of plagiarism. This includes lecturers gathering all the evidence needed and marks being withheld. Now you can see that if marks it's withheld, then it delays the results that needs to come to you. While the investigation takes place, this is what will be happening. Some students would have gotten their marks or results, and you, because of that silly careless mistake, you are without your results, and you are issued a warning letter, and can decide to, you as a student, you can decide to contest or accept that letter. But then if you decide to contest, which is your right to do, there will be a hearing, a formal hearing that will be set for you, and which will determine if you are guilty or not, and evidence will be given. And if you are found guilty, there will be sanctions that Meka Molani was speaking about. You may be expelled from the university for a period of time. You may be suspended. Expelled from the university, you may be suspended for a period of time. And remember, when you are suspended, you are also blacklisted. You cannot register with any other student. Now you can appeal that that outcome or sanctions and ask for representation, but then the appeal, the results from the appeal will be final. If you are found guilty, maybe the harsher sanctions that would come after that. So you can see that these are very, very dire consequences. Some of the consequences would be you may fail that module if, let's say, they decide that it's not a major one and you are a first-time offender. You may fail that particular module, or your credits may be cancelled, or your degree. You may start whatever that sanction the committee, disciplinary hearing committee, will come with. But ultimately, and what is the most fearful thing, you may have a criminal record, and you know that getting job with a criminal record, it's very difficult. Quiz number 2, activity number 2. Quickly in the chat, which factor do you think contributes the most of academic dishonesty? What makes students to commit this offense? Is it pressure to achieve high grades? Is it time constraints and heavy workload that you have as a student? Is it access to technology that makes you cheat? Is it lack of understanding about academic integrity rules? Don't you get more information on these academic integrity rules? Hence, you are cheating. Right. What can you do now? What is it that you can do to curb this gruesome act? You need to study something that you love. You need to make sure that you love what you are doing. Be passionate about your subject. Do not just read them for the sake of passing. See them as content that may help you or that will help you in your working environment. The other thing that you can do is plan your time, your study time. You need to plan your study time. You need to plan even your writing time. Look at the question paper. See how much marks is each question allocated. Plan your work based on that, how much you need to write for each question, how much time should you spend in studying a particular subject. Practice your skills. If it's a skill-based subject, practice it. Ask for help. Do not just die there. Ask for help. Right? I have said the next one, the last value was courage. And I have encouraged you to report any thing wrongdoing that you see. You may use this as a whistleblower, this information, and remember to be courageous in what you are doing. Academic integrity belongs to all of us. It is not the university thing, but it belongs to all of us. The last quiz that I want you to take, in your opinion, what is the most effective way to promote academic integrity in this institution? What is it that we should do to promote academic integrity? Strict enforcement of academic integrity policies, encouraging a culture of honesty and responsibility, or should we provide access to plagiarism detection tools and resources? Or should we educate you about plagiarism and proper citation? Thank you very much, and I believe that you will use this and make sure that you are not committing any academic dishonesty. Thank you very much. Over to you, Program Director.
Thank you, Dr. Tepe. So guys, so now that you know why it's so important, why we're actually using these tools to ensure, just also to protect the integrity of your qualification, but also to make sure that the other students don't misuse the academic privileges that they have. Now, for that, we are using proctoring tools. So there are 3 types of proctoring tools that's being used in the university. It's Moodle proctoring for MCQ exams, Invigilator app for take-home exams, and then we also have iris invigilation. Now, iris invigilation is a bit different. It's only used by the College of Science, Engineering, Technology, and some of the CAS modules. That's the College of Accounting Sciences. And therefore, that once they use it for MCQ and take-home exams. But what I want you to note is you will never use more than one. So later we will have a look at the tool you can use to look up to make sure which tool you'll be using. So, but just remember, you won't be using Moodle proctoring and the Invigilator app and perhaps Iris. You will always just use one of these. Now, David will go through, the steps of setting up all of them, but I just want to highlight the ones that's currently being used by the College of Science, Engineering, and Technology. So if we look, we're on the lesson 3, proctoring tools. So there we do give an introduction of the various proctoring tools. So I just want to look at iris invigilation. So just note, this is currently used by the College of Science, Engineering, Technology, and some of the CAS modules as well, College of Accounting Sciences. Now, So if you're not doing a module that falls within this college, you will not be using this. The college also have their own training on this. If you log into your CSET exam portal, they also have a mock exam on there and guides on how to prepare it. But on here, we have also got a video that will take you step by step how to set it up. What do you do, different areas, to make sure that you submit correctly. We've also got the official IRIS website. I really recommend it to you. Go make yourself familiar with the IRIS invigilation website. They've got frequently asked questions regarding any problems you might have, but they've also got the quick links on how to install this. And then we've got the IRIS mock exam as well that you can do on our portal. That will be exactly the same that you will have in your exam, that you can come and practice. So if we just look at the IRIS invigilation, remember this one records your screen, your camera, and your microphone. It only works on a desktop or laptop device. So no mobile app, unfortunately, for this one. And then finally, this is the extension. So if you're using Google Chrome, you use the Google Chrome extension. If you're using Microsoft Edge browser, you use the Microsoft Edge plugin. And it's very easy to install. You just click on the IRIS extension. You click on the Get button from the Microsoft Store, or it will be the Google App Store if you're using Chrome. And you just say Add Extension. So it will then install. And how you can verify that it has been installed, it will pop up here at the top, but it will also be part of your extensions. So if you click on this, it usually looks like a little puzzle piece. Click on that, they will show you the IRIS has been installed. So that's how quickly and easy it is to install this. But there is some things that you have to do the first time that you use this app. So if you open up the mock exam, so we do have two types. It's the IRIS file upload and the MCQ. So what will happen once you open that, the IRIS extension will open. You have to click this agree and consent. You only have to do this once, and this will open up the IRIS invigilation. So just to take some notes, as you can see here, I'm using two screens. So that's why I can't continue. If you are using two screens, unplug your second screen before you start the app. So what I will need to do is I'll have to close the app, go back in my browser, unplug my monitor, re-enter the exam site to set it up. It will take you through the test of where you then copy your ID. It will make sure that your camera is working, and then it will ask you to share your screen. So when you share your screen, remember you have to click on the screen that you first want to share. So it will only be one. You have to click on the screen and then you select share. Now, one question that we also usually get for this one is you'll notice the quizzes that or the MCQs that you will be doing requires a password. No password is going to provide it to you. The IRIS app actually installs it automatically in the background or inserts the password. So that's actually a way that you can make sure that your IRIS is working. So you won't be able to complete a quiz attempt without the password that is completed by IRIS. So just make sure if you attempt quiz and you have to insert, for instance, a password like this and it's not inserted automatically, it means there is something wrong with your setup. All you need to do then, go back. So we leave this page and then you go back into the page and make sure this pops up.
Hi there.
That
Remember,
you know you are ready to go. The only other problems that we experience as well with IRIS is at the end when the upload, sometimes it does get stuck. Just give it, the exam council knows about this. So just give it ample time to upload, let it run in the background, and then say after an hour, if it's still showing the same screen, you can just close it down. So the exam council knows about that. And so with the upload problem, but it does actually upload in the background, so you do not need to worry about that. Just give it ample time on that end. But as we mentioned, we're not going to go too much into depth with IRIS. because it's only used by the college CSET and some of the CAS modules, and they conduct their own training on this with the latest changes. And we don't want to confuse the rest of you that will not be using this tool. We just want to introduce you to Moodle proctoring and then also our Invigilator app. So remember, Moodle proctoring only for MCQ, Invigilator app only for take-home exams. So to guide you through these different types of proctoring tools, how do you find out what the proctoring tool you'll be using? How do you set up your profile picture? For this, I will be handing over to David that will guide you through all of this. Thanks, David.
All right, good morning, students. Thank you for joining us. Let me quickly share my screen, just waiting for Teams. So yes, guys, no, I do see a lot of comments in the chat about things that are difficult and whatnot. Anything new, guys, will take a little bit of time. That's how it is. That's how it will work. But just like with your smartphone, there were things that came up on there that you never knew how to use, and 1, 2, 3, now you know how to use them. So these apps are exactly the same thing. Okay, so thanks, Richard. So I'm just going to go a little bit back, guys. So please make sure you've gone to the Add of Site and make sure that you enroll for the basic skills and online exams. Because trust me, students who have worked through this have come back to us and said, thank you so much. This really helped a lot. It took away a lot of the exam stress, and they were actually quite successful completing their online exams. So please work through lesson 1, that's accessing your exams. So that's nice and easy. Lesson 2, we build on what type of exams you got that you're going to face. And then, of course, now we're moving on to lesson number 3. Okay, so lesson number 3, guys, the first thing we're going to look at. So before you even look at the proctoring tools, we're going to start with lesson 3. And yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to first see how do we upload our profile picture. So this is very important. So please note, guys, this is only on my modules. So on my UNISA, you go to my modules. These are the steps that you're going to follow. And you'll see your profile picture will be there once you're done. So for my exams, you will not see your profile picture, and that is perfectly correct. Okay, so my exams, you will not see a picture, only on my UNISA. And there we go. So yeah, we give you the steps. So you go to my UNISA, you're going to click on your link. On the right-hand side, you'll click on profile, drop-down list. See, there's a drop-down list. You click on profile, and then you'll see something like this. The edit profile has just been updated, so you'll probably find it this side. So you'll click on edit profile, and then you'll be able to upload your picture. So pretty much like your written assessments you've done this term, you click on file. There's only one file you can submit. So ladies, don't worry too much about the hair and the makeup. Just have a nice, pretty picture of yourself. All women are beautiful anyway. So you don't have to put too much into that. So a nice, simple picture will do fine. And then once you choose your file, okay, and then you can upload your file like that. So, and then immediately you should see in my UNISA, your profile pic should be there. So you can do this today, guys, as soon as possible. If you've done it before, there's really no need to change your profile picture every year unless you're seriously aging, but that's really not necessary. So just upload a nice picture of yourself. This guy's very happy, he's smiling even. I don't know what exam he's writing, but I think it's quite a fun one. So yes, so just upload a profile pic and then you click on update and then you should see it immediately. But just remember, I do see emails coming in saying, I can't add my profile pic. That's because you're on my exams. My exams, there's no option. Leave it alone, not necessary. Only on my UNISA. So that's where you're going to upload your profile pic. So that's the first thing you do. Upload the profile pic. Brilliant. What's next? Then you go to see what proctoring tools do I need to use. Oh dear, Richard, I see there's a boo-boo on the system over here. Okay, so there's something we're going to just have to quickly correct. I know there were some updates they did. So we're going to actually need to do this. Let me just see. Yikes. It's really giving us some issues here today. So we're just going to have to probably have a look at this proctoring tool and see how we can update it. Let me just see, because of that, I'm just going to quick hit a refresh, see if it does pick it up now, not. Okay, no, this one is still down. So, okay, so yeah, something we're going to need to work on. So we need to understand which proctoring tools we need to use. I'm just going to quickly check the invigilating app side, but I think, yeah, there is a link, but I think this is only for invigilating app modules. Hey, if I'm correct, let me quickly do a quick search. I just want to test this, guys. Yeah, I see. This one's only for invigilating app. Okay, so my colleague Erica is going to explain this one to you. All right, so now in the case like what's happened here, so we've got a proctoring tool that we're going to need to fix, but we'll quickly fix this one for you guys. What you'll do is you'll type in your module code, and then it'll actually show you what modules you are writing and which tools you need to use as well. Let me see if I can maybe do a quick search. I'm just going to see if I can find another one that actually will redirect me. I just want to quickly see here. Okay, so I think we've actually got a problem on the actual site itself, so it's not necessarily our side. Let me quickly check. I did see something this morning from the WhatsApp team. It looks like they might still be fixing it. Okay, let me quickly check now. Just want to see if it's going to go through or not, guys. Yes, at least it gets this far. Okay, shucks, now I'm trying to see here, proctoring tools. Okay, I'm not really picking up a link over here. Okay, so we're going to have to go back and have a look and see if we can get this checked, or at least see what's happening on the My Module side, and then we'll correct it. But this tool is actually quite easy. So what you would do then is you'd simply just click on it, and let me see if I've got something here. Yeah, I actually do have a slide. So this is basically how it should look once it opens. Let me just quickly open the slide for you. So you're just going to type in your module code over here, and then it'll tell you this for this module. This is the tool you're going to use. If it says something like departmental requirements, then just all you need to do is then go to My Modules and go check the announcements for that module, because that lecture then would have given you different directions to follow with regards to which which assessment you're going to do. Some modules are self-assessment, right? Which not self-assessment, continuous assessments. So those ones you pretty much do through the semester, so there is no real exam as such, but some of them do have a portfolio that you need to submit. So again, if it says as per departmental or module guidelines, just go back to myUnisa, go check that module out and have a look at the announcements. If it's anything else and it says Iris proctoring or invigilating app or Moodle proctoring, then at least you know, okay, these are the ones I need to work from, but it also should be on your exam timetable as well. So let me continue again. So sorry, guys, we'll just have to check and see when this tool is recovered, and then we'll be able to, you will be able to access it hopefully soon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the Moodle proctoring to see how this one works. And it's actually quite easy. The nice thing about the Moodle proctoring, guys, it's for multiple choice questions, and it uses your webcam or your camera of your phone. It's nothing you need to download and install. So it's built into the Moodle platform itself. So that's really nice. It makes it really easy. Very importantly, please check your settings of your device. In other words, if you're using a smartphone, change the landscape to portrait view, or maybe even use desktop view, so that you can see how does your device work with this proctoring tool. How does it fit on your screen? That's why these tests, guys, are so important for you. It's for you to test your devices, to understand how your device works and how the tool works with your device, so that it will, at least there's no surprises when you get to your exam. Okay. Like today with me with the proctoring tool, there was a bit of a surprise for me, so but at least then we worked around it. So please then what you do is you're going to go to MCQ, so you're going to look on this little guy. So in other words, what we're doing is we actually are carrying on from lesson 1 and 2, it builds up, and now we continue with lesson 3. So it's very important that you don't skip these lessons. So once you click on this little guy, it's going to open a page. It looks something like this. It's got the date, the time. It says, okay, you're going to use your camera, it's a webcam, how much time you've got, then you can, there's a button. Once you click on this button, it's going to say to you, do you want me to use your camera? Now, guys, this is very important. So when you practice this, make sure you click on allow. If you click on block, it's going to indicate that you've now blocked your webcam. And then, of course, the exam is going to say to you, you've got a problem, your webcam's not working. So you have to allow it. And I'm actually going to show you how to block it and how to unblock it. Okay, so you guys must also do that. Use your device, block it, unblock it, and see how it works. All right, so if you allow it, then you'll see you can click your start your quiz. So that's nice. Then it'll pop up a screen like this. So you'll see the guy with the happy face, which will be your face in this case. So hopefully you'll be smiling. You're just going to need to tick this little guy over here, and then you can click on start. And then the process unfolds. Then it starts working. So on the right-hand side or on side of your screen, depending how big it is, you should see your webcam every now and then popping up, and then, of course, your attempts happening as well. Right, so those are the steps that you're going to follow for your Moodle proctoring. We also put in a video here for you, so you can also go in through watch the video if you prefer that route, basically going through all the steps. Now, as I said to you, right at the bottom, we've got our mock exams. Now, these are critical, and you really do need to do them. And I even suggest if you've got a plan A and a plan B, in other words, you've got your device and then you've got another device, just in case you have a problem with that plan A device, make sure you do the mock exams on your plan B device as well. It's always good to have that option, guys. Then at least you know if something happens, you can use another device. So you're going to click over here. It's going to open the platform. You'll see it's a very small little course, this one. And then if you scroll a little bit down, you'll see here's the mock exam. So you can go click on it. And there we go. There's the question now popping up, right? So this is part of your practice exam. So if you're going to allow it, then you know, okay, this is how it works. But I want to show you guys. Now I'm going to click on block by accident. And now you see it's really telling me, uh-oh, you've got a problem. And then I can see here, oh, but here it's telling me the red X or the red dot with that white X inside. So I click on it and I say, okay, sorry, let me allow. And then I'll say done. But then I need to refresh. And now you'll see, there we go. And I can even see my laptop light has just come on. Right, so good. So I've done that step. Beautiful. Now I can read about what the question paper is telling me. So this is just a practice exam, guys. So we also do give you the exam guide Moodle proctoring over here as well, and the exam rules. So make sure you work through these two documents, okay? So it just makes you aware of everything that you need to do. Okay, because I've done this before, in my case, it's going to say reattempt the quiz, but in your case, it's going to say attempt first time. So there we go. You can see me. I'm ready there. I'm in the gaming room here with Richard on Mikkelnet campus. And then there's the little box that I need to tick. And now I can say start attempt. And then once I do it, the platform then will open. And there I am on the right-hand side. Now I can total guess because I'm not actually reading these answers to start the question. Okay, it's just a bit slow, I see. My side is hanging a little bit. I'm going to give it a few seconds. Okay, there we go. Okay, it's just because where I'm sitting now, it's actually quite deep in a building. So the Wi-Fi connection is a little bit weak. But there we go. It's actually going through not too bad. All right, and then you guys can practice. You don't even have to really worry about these answers. It's more about your device and how does it behave. And that's really what we want you guys to be able to do. So it's quite nice to follow through. And there we go. I can see I've done. And then it says there's my little timer running. So it really gets you comfortable. And that's the important part, that you understand that this is how it works. And this is how your device works. So once I'm submitting, I have to click it and click it again. And there we go. It's done. All right, so please go and practice these and do them. You get 10 attempts. So use your different devices. Be comfortable with what you have to do. And especially if you're doing Moodle proctoring, then at least now you've got a very good idea of what to expect. It's no surprises coming your way. And then, of course, you will have a good understanding what happens. So next then is an invigilating app, and I'm going to hand over to our colleague Erica, who's going to run you through this information. So just remember, guys, all the information is sitting under lesson 3. So please do, but only work through the apps if you need to use them, not just go through it because you want to, but rather first make sure that these are the apps that you need to use. Go check your announcements, also my modules, because you should have received confirmation and on your exam timetable, which apps you need to use. And then, of course, Richard and myself will quickly have a look at this link and see where it's broken so we can correct it for you guys. So I'm going to hand over now to Erica, and then she's going to go through the Invigilating app with you guys. Over to you, Erica.
Good morning. Thank you very much. As mentioned, my name is Erica de Toy, and I'm from the Invigilator app, and I'll be taking you through exactly what you need to know. So I just wanted to switch my camera on so that you can add a face to the name. But let me start then by sharing my screen with you. And the first thing that I'd like to do is just to take you through the basic functionalities of the app so that you understand exactly what will be happening while you are being invigilated. So guys, the first important thing is you are going to download this app on your phone. Please do not try and download it on a PC. That is not the product that UNISA is using. And if you're going to try it on the PC, it's not going to work. So depending on the nature of your device, you're going to find the app either on the Apple App Store, the Google Play Store, or the Huawei App Gallery, and you're going to search for the Invigilator. And when you see the picture of the owl with the big glasses, then you know that you've got the correct app. So you're going to download. Once you've downloaded, you'll be expected to register on the app and also to perform a calibration test. Now, guys, a very, very important point is please don't wait for the morning of your first assessment to try and download the app, because all of this takes some time: downloading, registering, calibration, taking the master selfie, etc., etc. So if you're going to wait until the morning of your assessment, you are going to run into timing problems, and this is just going to add to your anxiety on the day. So please do yourself a favor and do the downloading and the registration well in advance of your test, so that if you have any problems, you can sort that out with our help desk. And then on the morning of your assessment, you are completely calm because you know exactly what is going to be expected of you. Also, an important point is that when you register on the app for the first time, so if you have not used the app before, just please take note that it's going to ask you to register with your student number and your myUNISA email address. So that's very important. Not a personal email address, your UNISA email address. Then also, if you have already used the app in the past, it's not necessary to register again. You only register once. Just make sure that you've got the latest version of the app on your phone. So go to your app store and see whether any updates need to be installed, and then you are ready to go. Right, so during an assessment, the following checks will take place. Now, as mentioned before, when you register on the app for the first time, you will be asked to take a master selfie. And then during the course of your assessment, you'll be asked to take selfies again. We then use artificial intelligence. We compare these selfies with your master selfie, thereby ensuring it is the correct student who is taking the exam. Secondly, the app will also perform randomized voice recordings. So if you live in a noisy environment with traffic and construction, don't worry about it. The voice recordings only detect human speech. Students are also often worried and they say, you know, I like to talk to myself during an assessment, or what if my mum comes into the room and she wants to know if she can make me a cup of tea? Will this be seen as a transgression? And I just want to reassure you that each of these audio recordings are listened to by a team, and it's only when the content of the test is being discussed that that is seen as a transgression. Then, ladies and gentlemen, very important to keep some form of identification with you during your assessment, and it can be anything. It can be a student card, an ID, a driver's license, but just keep it close by because you will be asked to take a photo of it. And then finally, we also map your GPS location where you are writing. Now, again, I don't want you to worry about this feature because a GPS location fail in its own is not a transgression. We do know that often students write in student accommodation or in a library, so they will fail the GPS location. However, we do prepare a report for your lecturer in which we indicate whether there are clusters of students who were very close to each other when writing. And those scripts are then marked directly after each other. And the lecturer obviously is on the lookout for any possible copying that might have taken place. Then, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who have two devices, so you've got a smartphone and you also have a laptop, you're going to use your laptop to access your assessment, and you're going to use your smartphone for invigilation purposes. But if you have only one device, so you only have a smartphone and you don't have a laptop, you obviously need to be able to access your assessment while you are being invigilated. And you can do that with our built-in browser. So once you've scanned the QR code, which will always be made available to you by your lecturer before the exam, once you've scanned the QR code, you will then via our in-app browser be able to access your assessment. A very important function is that of our script upload. And here it is important that you understand the two different time frames that are applicable to you. So for the script upload, once the invigilation time has run out, you only have an additional 10 minutes in which you need to take a photo of each of your answer sheets. So that 10 minutes is very time sensitive. If you don't take the photos of your script in that 10 minutes, it means that your script will not be uploaded, and it is very important that you do upload it. Also, just understand that the script upload to the Invigilator app does not replace your upload to UNISA, so you're going to do a double upload, once to UNISA and then once to the Invigilator app. Now, guys, once you've taken the photos of each of your answer sheets, you then have 48 hours to upload all of your data to our database. So two different time slots, 10 minutes, very time sensitive, just to take the photos. Once that's done, 48 hours to upload all of the data that we collected to our database. And then finally, every time that you scan a QR code, you will get a notification that you are not allowed to leave or to minimize the app unless you are reaching out to our help desk. So guys, your out of app time is tracked and monitored. And if you spend too much time out of the app, that is definitely seen as a transgression. So please make sure that unless you need to reach out to the help desk, that you do not leave or minimize the app at any point during your assessment. Right then, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to share my screen with you once again. I just want to quickly show you the different resources available to you. So in lesson 3, where you find the proctoring tools, if you scroll down a little bit and you click on Invigilator app, that will then give you access to all of the different resources available. The first thing that I want to draw your attention to is the video that we have provided you with here. So it is a 7.5-minute video that explains the student experience to you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is a very important video to watch. It really shows you everything that you need to know in a very visual and interactive way. And then just below the video, there is a link to our student user guide. Now, if you are using the app for the first time and you're going to be going through the download, etc., I think that the student user guide is a useful document to keep open. And as you go through the different steps, if you do run into any trouble, the student user guide is there to provide you with some guidance. Once you have downloaded, registered, and calibrated your device, then it is very important that you do the demo test. Now, ladies and gentlemen, on page 8 of the Invigilator Student User Guide, you're going to find a QR code. And if you scan that QR code, it is going to take you through an 8-minute simulation of exactly what the app will be doing while it is invigilating you. It is crucial that you do this demo, as it is going to help you understand the technology and understand what is expected of you during a test. And you can do this demo multiple times. So once you've done the demo, it's going to completely reassure you that there's nothing to stress about relating to the Invigilator app. And you then go into your exams feeling completely comfortable because you know exactly what is expected of you. Then, ladies and gentlemen, I also want to draw your attention to our help desk number. So you will see it on the screen there. And what I suggest you do is that you save that number on your phone today so that you've got it handy with you if you ever run into trouble. So just a reminder that this is a WhatsApp help desk only, so you cannot call the number, but you can WhatsApp us a short video, a voice note, a screenshot of exactly what your problem is, and we will assist you. So please do not reach out to your lecturers if you have an app-related problem, because they will be unable to assist you. That is why we have the WhatsApp help desk, and they are there from 7 in the morning until 7 in the evening each day to assist you with any problems that you might have. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it from my side. From the Invigilators app, we would like to wish you the best of luck for your upcoming assessments, and we look forward to any questions that you might have on the help desk. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Erica. I think students, there we go, especially the help desk, the WhatsApp number. So if you are using the Invigilating app, and it's one of those apps that you do need to use, please make sure you have that number handy. They do respond and fairly quite quickly too. So make sure you've got that number available. All right, so let's continue, guys. So I see Richard has to pop out quickly, so I'm going to continue. So what we're doing is, guys, we also do indicate what type of apps or devices can you use. So I know it's in the exam period already, so you might not have the opportunity now to get something new, but when that time comes and your device expires and you get a new contract, then try to have a look at some of the features that a smartphone that you would like to have. Something that's not older than 5 years. Well, if it's a new one, it's not a problem, but if you are getting a second-hand one, 5 years is pretty much a dinosaur in terms of cellular technology. So that one, I would not recommend it. Make sure your operating system's updated and all the other updates on your phone. So what I do suggest is, because I know those updates can be quite big on data, so wherever you can access the Wi-Fi for free, something like a computer lab or the campuses, UNISA campuses, the Wi-Fi is free. You can maybe take your devices there and go do all your downloads. So that's an option. Your device will have to access the internet, but I think all devices now are pretty much internet enabled. But the big one is your space. I know people love to do pictures and selfies and things like that. So you do need, so for example, the Invigilating app, if you're going to be using that one and you're putting on your smartphone, then you do need to make sure there is space available to install the app and for the app to work correctly. But that's just basic management of your device that you would need to do. Please note, Iris only runs on the laptop. It does not run on your smartphone. Richard did explain. So just make sure that you install Iris on your laptop, not your smartphone. And then, of course, the camera, microphone, and sound. So check them out. Check out the quality of these. I know most phones do have fairly good quality, but it's just good for you knowing that in the future you might be using this device for exam. So then it's always a good idea. If you've got a old-fashioned desktop computer like this, these old ones like I do, then what you can do is you can just get a webcam and a mic that's built into it that you could use. And then, of course, just have the internet connection. So you might just get a Wi-Fi little connector, USB Wi-Fi connector, which is very easy to set up, plug and play. And then, of course, you need internet at home, and then you can actually have this device and you can use it for your exams. Why not? Just remember, you do need to make sure it's on Windows 10 at least, so you can do that. Windows 11, I think now is the default anyway. Access to the internet will be required, guys. So if you can connect it that way, I know a lot of fiber is being rolled out throughout the whole country. So that's really cool, but of course, not everywhere. So yeah, if you have that option, beautiful. If you don't, then there are other devices you could hopefully use to connect to the internet. Then, of course, you do have Office 365, guys, Microsoft 365. So that's part of your My Life email account. So if you log in there, we do have a course, STU 400, where you can actually go and we show you how to install Office and how to use all the apps. That's also on the AdOps site, so you can also do that. Edge or Chrome are probably the browsers you're going to use. And then, of course, just test them out. Of course, with microphones, guys, no headsets. You can't use those for the exams, okay? I know those gaming headsets are pretty cool, but when it comes to a microphone, unfortunately, you cannot use those. Okay, so this is just some ideas for you guys. I know it's pretty much exam period, so maybe towards December, Christmas time, maybe there's something that you want to do, and then you can maybe look at these options that we're giving you, just to give you some ideas. All right, so I'm going to head back then to Richard, who's then going to speak to you guys about the mock exams.
Yeah, everyone, please go and do the mock exams. It's available on the site. So I'm just quickly going to show you how do you actually access this. So under each lesson, as David perhaps also showed you with the iris invigilation and the Moodle proctoring, at the end, you can go and do the mock exam from here. So you just scroll down to the page. At the bottom, it's available there. If you are a student that perhaps is differently enabled and you've got exemption from proctoring, there is also another mock exam specifically for you as well. So if we go to the main page, just quickly want to go all the way back to the course. You scroll down. So basically at this point, we expect you to have worked through all these lessons before you attempt the mock exams. And then if you click on the mock exams, there is a list of all the mock exams available. So remember, if you're going to be doing Moodle proctoring, you only do Moodle proctoring mock exam. If you're going to be using the Invigilator app for take-home exams, you only use this one. So make sure which tools you are going to be using on the day. And then if you're going to, maybe you're from CSET or you're doing some CAS modules, there is also iris mock exam that you can do. Well, and as we mentioned, there's also one for students with special needs. So please go and do these mock exams. They will take you through exactly as it will be on the day. Especially with the Invigilator app. I know that's the one where most of you perhaps stress about. It is very easy to use. So go do the mock exam, find out exactly how it is being done. And I really advise you, when you do this mock exam, do it as you would almost a normal exam. You know, scan in the QR code, go through the prompts, download the question paper, complete it perhaps in a Word document or on script as you would do on your exams, scan it in or save it as a PDF. You might need to merge the PDF, for instance, and then you come and you add your submission on here. Now, I just really want to emphasize with the Invigilator app, the way it's going to work on your exam dates. So say you're going to start at 10 o'clock. From 9:45, you can actually start scanning the QR code and you can then open your myExams website. So that's from 15 minutes before your exam starts. So at 10 o'clock, your exam opens on myExams, you download your question paper, and you just then need to start. But it's only open, the Invigilator app is only open to start 30 minutes after the session starts. So you say it starts at 10 o'clock. So 15 minutes before, 9:45, you already scanned the QR code. But say you're late and you only arrive 10:30. Now it won't allow you to do the examination because you are considered late for the examination. Now it's the same at the end. So say your exam is from 10 to 12. So there are two scenarios there as well. So what I advise is, say you write quickly and you finish at 11:30. Just leave the Invigilator app running, scan in your documents, submit it on myExams, or save it as a PDF document, submit it on myExams. You know that is done. And then if you still have time left, you stop it on the Invigilator app and they will perhaps ask you for the final prompts. So that's if you finish early. Now, what happens if you finish on the time? So 12 o'clock, the Invigilator app lets you know your time is up. So what do you do in that situation? You first take the pictures with the Invigilator app. So you have to take off your script, or if you wrote it out on Microsoft Word, take a picture of each page that you've written. Make sure to capture all the words on the Invigilator app, and you start the upload process. If it gives you an error with this upload process, do not worry about it. You've still got a lot of time after that to complete the upload, but you've only got 8 minutes to start that upload process. So make sure within that first 8 minutes after 12 o'clock, you start the process. Remember, myExams gives you 30 minutes to upload. Previously, it was 1 hour. Now it's 30 minutes. And remember that 8 minutes of the Invigilator app is part of it. So that means if you took 8 minutes with the Invigilator app to take the pictures, now you've got 22 minutes left. And that's where you then save your document as a PDF, or you scan it into a PDF on your device, and then you submit on myExams. So just take those two scenarios into account, because you only have 8 minutes with Iris. But most importantly, make sure that you've got enough time to submit on myExams, because in the end, that's the script that will be marked. Now, we also generally get a lot of questions. What happens if I have to go to the bathroom? And that's with the Iris as well. Remember, Moodle only takes pictures. It doesn't know sound. It's only there to verify that it's you that's writing. With the Invigilator app, it does record sound. So what do you need to do? You just tell it, I'm quickly going to the bathroom. You pop over to the bathroom. Make sure not to miss too many prompts. Only one prompt is generally allowed. After one, if you missed it, you're going to get flagged for that. And so what does it mean if you get flagged? That's, I think, the most where you might be scared of, oh, I'm so scared I'm going to get flagged. Don't be worried you're going to get flagged. If somebody walks in and they say, do you want some coffee? Or, maybe you're at a workplace, or the kids are running around, that might be that you're going to get flagged. But remember, flagged is not an automatic that you did academic misconduct. There's actually a physical person that will go and listen to that sound to make sure that you've actually talked about the paper and the paper content or your module content. So it's not just the AI or the app or anything like that will flag you, and then they're gonna say you took in academic misconduct. There's a whole process where a person actually goes, listens to that sound clips to make sure that it actually took place. So really, don't be scared of these Invigilator apps. Once you've tested it, once you've got the grip of it, you'll notice very easy. You'll actually, for a lot of us, that had the experience still of going to write in venues, where you have the invigilators walking around, and then they come and look at your ID, and then they stare over at your script, and you see the blank type of thing. In some cases, it's better, a lot better in those circumstances. But think of it as the same. In venue-based, you had the invigilators walking around, they check your ID, they stared at your script for a few minutes, and then you don't know what to do. It's exactly the same. So go test it out, be comfortable with it, and you'll notice it's a lot easier than you might have think. So just also, I'm going to hand over now to the Student Support Contact Center. I just want to see who do we have today for the representation. Cornelia, are you ready?
Yes, Richard, I am. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Cornelia. So Cornelia will introduce you to the Student Support Contact Center. What do you do if you run into any problems? Who do you contact, and what is the correct option to click on the toll-free number? Thank you, Cornelia.
Thank you, Richard. Good morning, colleagues and students. My name is Kwanele from the Contact Center, Student Communication Center. We provide support through the student work. However, today I will rather focus on examination phase, which is currently what it is taking place in the university. We provide support throughout the year, of course. However, these are the communication channels that we use. We have the email, we have social chat, we also have your Facebook, we also have the telephone number which you can use if you are experiencing problems, which is 0800 001870. You need to make sure that you press option 4 because that's where we have exam colleagues that are assisting us with exam-related inquiries. We also have the mailbox, which is the general one, which is inquire@unisa.ac.za. We have data inquiries as well. However, we also have the myMogul 2022, which it goes in hand with exam inquiries because sometimes we will have issues that are related to my modules during this period. So for exams, that's the email address, examinquiries@unisa.ac.za. Please make sure that you attach the screenshot of the challenge that you are currently facing. You provide us with your student number, your contact details so that we can actually call you immediately if we are unable to explain or we feel that you won't be able to understand what is expected from your side. Because most of the time, the challenges that we are facing, we are able to resolve them within the contact center. We also have the social chat, which is via the corporate page. Just on your far right, you can click there, then you can chat with us. Also, that side, you must provide us with the information that will assist us to assist you immediately. We also have Facebook and Twitter, but the advice is rather communicate with us telephonically and using the social chat because it is much quicker. I've mentioned that you need to make sure that your student number, your contact details, and the full description so that we are able to understand the challenge and assist you immediately. We also have the escalation path in case we are unable to resolve the query within our session, which is mostly maybe if the exam paper is not yet available or the QR code is not yet available. That's only when we then escalate using the colleagues that are on the screen, which is our supervisors, one based in Pretoria, one based in Florida. We also have the managers and also the deputy director. Just to mention that, please make sure that when you communicate with the institution, you use your MyLife email account because we prioritize emails that are coming from that account. Do not use your personal Gmail or Yahoo account. That's it from my side. Thank you so much and good luck with your exams. Thank you, Mr. Wright. Back to you.
Thank you, Cornelia. So please save those numbers. They are available on myUnisa under the Inquire page. And so have those numbers next to you, make contact on the day if you experience any problems. There are, how can I say, dedicated task teams that are there to help you out if you run into any technical problems. So for our last speaker, I'm just going to introduce Mr. Pintias. He's from the Oxford Center, and he will introduce you. What do you do if you do perhaps have any special needs or special considerations for the exams? How do you apply for special exams or exemption from proctoring tools? Thank you, Pintias.
Thank you so much, Richard. Good morning to everyone. As introduced, my name is Pintias Nkuna from the Advocacy and Resource Center for Students with Disabilities, which is widely known as ACSWID. Colleagues, as ACSWID provide a wide range of services to students with disabilities. But today the focus will be only on a special examination, as we don't want to confuse you by giving you too much information. But after exams, you are more than welcome to contact us so that we can share the other service that we have for students with diverse disabilities. Colleagues, let me start by this question. Did you disclose your disability? While you're still thinking why I'm asking this question, you can just pause and listen. You'll hear the reasons for students to disclose their disabilities. And I must say that students with disabilities are not in any way inferior to students without disabilities. UNISA students are all equally important. And I must mention that students who require special examination arrangements, they should apply. A special examination arrangement is not automatic. The university does not apply the one-size-fits-all approach. Let me give you some examples why I'm saying this. It's because we may have two students presenting the same disability, only to find that they have completely different needs. Like, for instance, a student who is born with a disability and a student who acquired a disability later in life, their needs may differ. And students who apply for special examination arrangements by providing all the required documentation are exempted from proctoring. Ladies and gentlemen, the reason we are exempting students from proctoring is because the proctoring tools does not accommodate the diverse needs of students with disabilities. I'll give an example with two disabilities. Just imagine, as my colleagues earlier mentioned, that in terms of proctoring, then there'll be a prompt or a beep that will alert you to take your selfie or a picture of your script. Just imagine for a deaf person, how will a deaf person hear the prompt? That's impossible. Then again, let's quickly move to a blind person. How do we expect a blind person to take a picture of themselves, a selfie, or a picture of their script? That won't be possible as well. These are some of the reasons why then they are exempted from proctoring. Because we don't have enough time, I'll only leave you these two examples. And students with disabilities who require alternative assessments, it could be oral on Teams, one-on-one with the lecturers. They are advised to apply by completing the form, which I'll quickly show now, so that then students can be aware on what is really required of them, if they've completed the correct form or not. If we didn't complete this particular form, students, it's important that you complete this form. This is the form. I must say that this form, in page 2, it's where you state the amount of extra time that you need and whether you have alternative assessment that is required. And I must say that this form must be taken to your physician so that the physician can ensure that all your needs are captured on the form and stamped. Ladies and gentlemen, by so doing, we are not in any way taking you back to the medical model of disability. It's just to ensure that our students receive the required reasonable accommodation. And after completing this particular form, you'll sending it to the university, you should receive a letter confirming the special arrangements that are allocated to you. I'm projecting an example of the letter, which you should have received by now from your My Life email address. Then the letter will state that you are exempted from proctoring. It will also specify the amount of time that you are given as part of alternative or reasonable accommodation. And again, if there's another accommodation, like maybe this particular module, you are expected to use your handwriting when writing the exam, it will state that because of your disability, you are exempted from using your handwriting. Just to give an example, for our blind students, we all know that our blind students, there's no way that they can write using their own handwriting. As I'm going back to my presentation, it is important, students, to disclose your disability, because as the university, we encourage students not to conceal their disabilities. Because while we respect your right to disclose or not to disclose your disability, remember that students who does not disclose their disabilities may not receive or even demand reasonable accommodation from the university, because the university won't be aware of your individual needs. like I said earlier, that we don't apply the one-size-fits-all approach. Students, whether your disability is visible or invisible, please come forward so that we can reasonably accommodate you. We don't only accommodate disabilities that are visible, but all disabilities. And for our students who acquire disabilities during their studies, please come forward so that we can reasonably accommodate you, so that you can enjoy your studies. We are also aware of students who are reluctant to disclose their disabilities due to the fear of stigma and victimization. In particular, those who are new in the world of disability. I must say, students, no one will victimize you or stigmatize you when you disclose your disability to the university. The information provided to the university is only to ensure that you receive reasonable accommodation, and it's kept confidential. Please do disclose your disabilities so that you can receive the required support. In line with the motto for persons with disabilities, then nothing about us without us. From time to time, we consult our students on matters that affect them to ensure that they have a voice. If you're not aware of this kind of service, or you are new in the world of disability, you'll see our contact details at the end of the presentation so that you can contact us and you can be part of the structures that are available for students with disabilities. Ladies and gentlemen, now that you know why you should disclose your disability and the support provided to students with diverse disabilities during exams, it is your responsibility to use or request the service that the university provides to students with disabilities. This is the contact details of ArcSuite. The email address is arcsuite@unisa.ac.za. In conclusion, I wish you all the best with your exams. Thank you.
Thank you, Pintias. So students, please make use of the services that's available to you. In the chat, I've posted the post-assessment survey. Please complete the post-assessment survey so we can see what you have learned during this session and areas that we might need to focus on a little bit more. And then I'm just quickly going to ask Dr. Mpalele. I see she's been very active in the chat. Is there perhaps any questions that popped up that you perhaps just want to let everybody know about?
Yes, Richard, thank you so much. Good day, colleagues and students. I noticed that students are still not able to interpret their timetables. When your timetable is not having any exam date, and then it is written module arrangement, just know that you are not writing any exam. You are writing what we call alternative exam, which can be in the form of portfolio or just in the form of questions that looks like a normal assignment. And that kind of alternative exam, you are going to have it on my modules. You are not even going to have access to my exams, or either your module is continuous assessment. So it is important to revisit your tutorial letter 101 this time, because that's where your lecturers explain if you're going to have exam or not. And then another question which I see also comes frequently is with regards to whether you are using a script or whether you are not using a script. Remember, this year, I'm saying this year because next year things might change. You are still allowed to write by hand or type. You have two options. If you don't have a laptop or a desktop where you can type, you can still write by your hand. And after writing by hand, you are going to scan and upload your script. And if you were typing, there is no need to print. Remember that. If you were typing, you just save as PDF and then you upload. But if it is MCQ, there's no way you can write. You are just going to be choosing the correct answers on the screen. You will either use your phone or your laptop or your desktop to do MCQ. No exam script. Thank you. Thank you, Richard.
Thank you, Doctor. And then finally, students, I just want to share with you, share the link in the chat as well to the program that we've got. Remember, on Saturday, we've got a repeat. It's going to be a little bit more interesting as we have Luwazi, the robot, that we really hope will give you a little bit more spunk for the exams. I see that a lot of you actually feel great, but there is some of you that's not so good yet. And hopefully we can get you there to feel great about the exams. Now, I just also want to make a special notice of the one for next week, Tuesday. So this session will be next week, Tuesday at 6 o'clock. So these sessions are a bit different. This is where we can allow you to open your mic. You can ask a question. We guide you through any questions you have, any issues you might have experienced on your side. We can see if we can technically problem solve it before you go write your exams. So this is really where you can come for support, and we can guide you through any questions that you need. And it's really an open space where you can really share your voice so that we can help you out so that you can feel great about your exams at the end. So thank you everybody for joining us today. I hope you have a wonderful day further, a lot of studying to do. I hope all the tools, you can quickly get them out of the way so that you can just focus on preparing for your exams. And all the best of your exams. Thank you, everyone. Goodbye.